Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Future Forward Sales Podcast. I'm your host, Lynn, and today I'm joined by our special guest, Csaba Borzasi. And I am so excited because Csaba and I are going to be talking about revealing copywriting secrets to convert leads to clients. This is a fabulous conversation. I want to tell you a little bit about Csaba. He is a former psychology researcher turned direct response marketing consultant and sales funnel copywriter. For years, Csaba struggled to create profitable marketing campaigns for his clients and himself and actually make money. But he was getting nowhere and he was really getting to the end of his rope. So he decided to go all in to discover the timeless fundamentals of the ultimate persuasive skill, direct response copywriting. So he went so far as to break down 100 proven sales letters in 100 days to uncover the master secrets of the most elite copywriters of all time while documenting his own process through daily YouTube videos. I mean, what a journey. And I want to share with you that Csaba helps ambitious 7 and 8-figure online businesses convert more casual leads into high AOV customers and plug the holes in their leaky funnels. So Csaba, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited for our conversation.
Glad to be here, Lynn. Thank you so much for inviting me. And wow, what an intro.
Well, it is so fabulous. And for anyone who is joining us for the very first time, make sure you don't miss a single episode of Future Forward Sales wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead and subscribe and take an extra moment if you will. We would really appreciate a 5-star review. All right. So, Csaba, let's get right into this. Tell me a little bit about you and what your company does.
Sure. So, as you already said, I help online entrepreneurs create better messaging that emotionally connects with the core desires of their target audience. Because the thing is that, we people don't really respond to aggressive pitches, aggressive, blatant, used carsman, salesman type pitches, right? And I help them refine their own stories, package it up into something that's truly persuasive, and then also make a lot of sales in the process because of that.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I know how that blank page always gets in my face when I'm working on things. And that's a perfect segue into what's the biggest challenge your clients face?
That's a great question. The things I always see time and time and time again is that most people who are entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or who are just getting started, they still don't have a super established business yet with tons of employees. They have a hard time putting out a message that actually converts because actually there are a few reasons. One of them is that we go to school for years and years and years, and we learn how to read literature and how to write in complicated scientific terms, or if some people even go and get a degree, they learn how to write like a very intelligent person. And I'm putting it in quotes because yes, it's impressive in a sense, but it's not something that people actually enjoy reading. It's something that people find boring. And the problem is that if you want to sell something, if you want to market something, being boring is death. It's a
Yeah,
death
stick through the
sentence.
heart. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you're going to lose them very quickly. And it doesn't matter if your target audience is people who have 3 different PhDs or something. Um, if you write or communicate in a way that's simple, to the point, it's not trying to be super clever, it just gets the point across and it makes a connection, they will appreciate it way more than if you were to just barrage them with all types of jargon.
My goodness. And that is so true. And I think that for right now in the world that we're living, why is this issue more urgent than ever?
um, there are a lot of reasons. Of course, everybody says that the attention span of audiences nowadays is way lower than at any point before in history. But I think this is only it only reveals half the truth because yes, people read less, and so, a lot of people actually come to me and say, does long copy still work? Like putting out a long form message, a long form sales letter, or long form email, or long video, or something. Does it still work? Like, who reads that, right? But the thing is, if it's interesting to the pains, fears, hopes, and dreams and core desires of your target audience, then they will consume that. And
Yeah.
a great example I always tell that is that if I were to write a long form, like a 30-page long form sales letter with a title of like the 10 dirtiest secrets revealed about Lynn Whitbeck, you would probably read it, right? Even though it's long form, because you find it interesting.
Well, there we are. Dirty secrets. Which dirty secrets do I have?
There you go. So you have to make it interesting. But the problem is that people don't know how to make it interesting, don't know how to position their sales message as something that's different and that's superior to anything else their target audience has seen or heard before.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is a conundrum. And so, when we're looking at this from an acquisition or a cost perspective, what does this challenge cost your clients and their ultimate goal? I mean,
Well,
well, before they work with you, I should say, because you
yeah.
solve this.
Yes, well, they're having that. That's some of us in the industry call leaky funnels, which means that they might have a sales funnel that has like a landing page, an email system, a sales page, or Facebook ads, or various types of ads, but it's leaking people at various stages. And it's costing them a lot of money because ads are more expensive than ever,
Yeah,
and they're not going to get cheaper. They're always just the price for ads is always going up. So the cost per acquisition is always going up. The conversion rates are usually decreasing on the other hand because it's more competition for the same eyeballs, and people are getting used to all sorts of sales messages,
yeah,
right? They've seen before, like if you were to come out with an ad that says, hey, how do you lose 48 pounds in a month or something without doing exercise, without eating less, or and without, I don't know, something else, it wouldn't work because people have seen it so many times.
yeah,
So that's why you have to introduce something like a unique mechanism to really showcase how yours is different.
yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the unique mechanism, because that's really quite fascinating.
Um, there's this old school copywriter and direct marketing guy who came up with this thing. His name was Eugene Schwartz, and he wrote a very very important book in the world of direct response marketing called Breakthrough Advertising. It was written in the 60s actually, but it's still the best book on copywriting, and you can only get it from Brian Kurtz, and it sells from $125 for a simple book, and it used to sell for 900 when it was out of print.
Oh,
But it's
wow.
kind of like the Bible of actually how to create advertising that sells. And one of the key concepts he came up with, Eugene Schwartz, is the concept of the levels of market sophistication, and this basically refers to how much your target audience and your industry, the people in your core audience and industry, have been exposed to ads before. And it has 5 levels. The first one is, I mean, they don't have like a super interesting name. It's just like phase 1, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the first phase is always it's basically you have a market that hasn't seen an ad like this. So think about the dating, like how to pick up girls. Let's talk about this. So the men's dating market, which is super competitive, by the way. Um, in the 80s, it was enough, or when the internet was new in the 90s, it was enough to just say how to pick up chicks. People would click on the ad and they would buy like an information product like that. But after a while, it fatigued. And then you have to embellish. You have to embellish a little bit on your claim. You have to say, after a while, you have to say how to pick up straight tens consistently, even if you're short, fat, and ugly or something.
Sorry, this is funny.
It's okay. It's totally okay. And that ad would work for some time. But after a while, as your competitors start getting in on the action, they see a new market opening up, competition becomes fierce and it's not enough anymore. So that's where the unique mechanism comes in. And this is one of the key things that Eugene Schwartz came up with. So he said that instead of making bigger claims, you can only make bigger claims, so much. Why not shift your focus from promising something bigger into explaining how you're actually helping people achieve that? So
Uh,
instead of saying how to pick up consistent tens, even if you're this and that, you can say something like the chick attraction system that works because of this. I don't know, ancient dating secret discovered. This is obviously not a headline; it's just brainstorming. But
I know. It's it's just funny.
yeah, the idea, and it might sound funny, but it has to be something new, something that people haven't heard.
Yeah.
And the thing is, these usually work great, and most markets are in this category at this point.
Okay.
Um, but after a while, this also fatigues. That's the problem. So, but after a while, this is also not enough. You have to embellish on your unique mechanism, and then eventually you have to like reposition the whole solution as instead of being like this course that helps men find, talk to girls and date. Instead, it's like a game that you can use to meet your next, um, partner or something.
Okay. So with, you know, taking it on with these hidden mechanisms or levers, what are the critical hidden success factors that you deliver for your clients?
Um, I help them. First of all, I help them identify the problem because don't they often don't know that they're losing a lot of money, that they have a lot of leaks as well. But secondly, and this is the most important part, everybody has great stories and great experiences that they can share, but they don't know how to do it, and they think that if they have a business, they should just sell. If they have an email list, they should just sell. But what ends up happening way more, I mean, what's way better, I mean, what way more effective is to share stories, even vulnerable stories with you, with new subscribers, that establish the know, like, and trust that's critical for people to purchase from someone, because they do purchase from people who know, like, and trust. So this is a biggie, and I usually get on a few deep dive calls with my clients, for example, to really get to know them and their business better, but also to extract a lot of stories like that, and to also identify what are the key false beliefs that their audience has that's preventing them from buying their product, for example. And then, after we have this data, it's way easier to come up with different angles and marketing messages and copywriting formulas and persuasion strategies to actually get the sale. But good research is definitely the foundation for that. So if you're listening, and if a copywriter comes to you and says, "Oh, I can write, I can definitely write you something that's gonna work 100%, and I don't even need anything from you," they're lying. Like, good copy mimics the voice of the authority you're writing for, and it sounds natural, and it's something we call voice of customer data. So you're
Right.
mirroring back what the research actually shows.
Right. Why are these factors typically a blind spot?
Um, well, nobody teaches this in school or during MBA degrees or something. I mean, they might do, but not at a practical level. And because of that, most people have no idea how to fix these leaks. And they might
Yeah.
feel like, oh, I need to spend more on ads. So I need to hire like an ad agency because then they will solve my problem. Well, they won't, because first of all, most agencies, they don't really have the best specialists out there. They're just churning out content and ads like
Yeah.
crazy to make the biggest profit margin. I'm not saying every ad agency is bad, and there are, there's a special place for them. But the thing is that I think it's really important for most business owners as well to educate themselves in
Right.
this. And I think it's everyone's responsibility to learn more about copywriting a little bit. They don't have to become like A-list copywriters, but and even if they have like a team of copywriters, it's still best for them to just learn how to resonate with their audience and communicate better and sell better. And they'll be able to use it in their written communication, their sales calls, even their, if they join summits or they go to networking groups, they'll be able to be way better at this.
Yeah. Absolutely. You definitely have to go through a journey and a process to learn those things, to practice them, and to hone and refine your skills. So, what's one essential action clients must take to overcome this challenge?
I would say I would break this down into like two or three categories. The first category, clients who don't know that they have a problem like this. They
Okay.
know that they think that everything is great, they're making decent money, their whole funnel is great. And for them, it's just the realization that, you know, I need to I need to look into this uh, at a deeper level to see how can I really, really grow my business because of this. I think there aren't that many entrepreneurs out there because in entrepreneurship, you try something and then the market validates whether that works or not very quickly. So the second category would be people who know they have a problem. They don't quite know how to fix it. They've tried this and that. They're always trying marketing tactics like, oh, I read this new book or saw this video or took this course that talked about evergreen webinar funnels or TikTok marketing or Clubhouse or something. But the thing is, these are just tactics.
Yeah.
They try to package up the same thing in different ways, and the creators of these resources also want to make money because it's something new, it's something exciting, and that could be the key to your success. But in reality, what I usually see is that if you were to study and learn the fundamentals, you would get much further, because if you understand the fundamentals of direct response marketing and direct response copywriting, you know that you know what needs to happen for people to shift from non-buyer to buyer. And then it doesn't matter what type of business you do, it doesn't matter how many times you reinvent yourself or do something like that, you will always be way more successful than someone who just wants to outsource the whole thing. So I would
Right.
say it's totally okay to hire copywriters, of course. um, you have to uh, pay a pretty penny if you want to hire the good ones, and there are tons of beginners out there. And, you get what you pay for. Um, it's totally true for this industry, but I also encourage and challenge most business owners and entrepreneurs to get at least decent at this skill, because again, it's just so incredibly valuable. They don't have to like run to the copywriter if they need something immediately, and they'll be able to share their own story in a persuasive way that also sells. We call this story selling, actually,
Yeah.
um, without alienating their audience too much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that sounds amazing. And to your point, it's always good, even if you bring in experts, but if you have that baseline knowledge, you've walked the floor of, if you're in of the manufacturing facility, or you've, you know how to do certain things, it helps you run the whole business because then you have perspective on that. And to your
Exactly.
point, then you can do something if it's needed right then on the fly because you've got that core knowledge. But you also know that it's when you need to delegate and hire those professionals to help you just accomplish more. Okay, well, wow, this Saba, this has been such a great conversation. And thank you so much for revealing copywriting secrets to convert leads to clients. I know that our listeners are going to want to know more about you and where they can find out more about you.
Yeah, thanks for the conversation as well. Really enjoyed it. Well, they can go to my website, which is gameofconversions.com. So it's just like Game of Thrones, but gameofconversions.com. But I have a thing that's way cooler than that. I actually have a cool cheat sheet that I created as a result of breaking down these 100 proven sales letter breakdowns that basically takes the most important and the biggest impact lessons I've learned during this thing that produced 100 hours of video content, basically, um, and extracts those most important elements, uh, and it puts it into a neat little template that people, I call it the ultimate persuasive message formula, and people can use this to create their own Facebook ad, YouTube ad, sales email, short form sales page, long form sales page. There's something for everybody there. Plus, also a cool little checklist included to diagnose whether your copy is good or bad. And this is especially useful for people who, again, don't really feel like their funnel might need an upgrade like this. So I definitely invite you to check that out. You're gonna love it because it's gonna give you a formula that is in a it combines the best of both worlds because it's templatized, so it's easy for anybody to basically follow that, even if they're not a writer or copywriter. But at the same time, it's not like the cookie cutter templatized.
Yeah.
So it's you got to find it really useful. Plus, when you subscribe, when you get that, you also get my newsletter, which basically drips out these 100 sales letter breakdown videos with cool bullets on like what you're going to learn, why you should pay attention to this, and you get access to the whole video library that it's basically like a master's degree in copywriting, and you can get everything for free.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am been receiving those, and I can tell you that it just amazingly packed with value. So that is fantastic. And Saba, thank you so much. I mean, this has been such an informative discussion. And for our audience, if you have ideas that you'd like to share, you can leave us a comment below. We love hearing your thoughts. And if you have a question or would like to suggest a topic for discussion, you can email us at jointheconversation@petitetoqueen.com. And to stay current on all of our insightful advice, our breakthrough advantages, incredible episodes like the one with Saba today, please sign up for our weekly wisdoms newsletter at petitetoqueen.com, and you won't miss a single thing. And thank everyone who tuned in and listened. And Saba, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Cheers, everyone.